December 1858. Cosmos produces Victoria's first successful newspaper in a leaky shed on Wharf Street. It's the British Colonist. Following the lure of the gold rush, he has come to Western Canada to eke out a niche in business. He sees a handsome profit in printing. He uses a small hand press to crank out 200 copies. Victoria is growing rapidly. The booming gold rush town is eager for information. 3 newspapers have risen and failed in the past, but this instant town is now ready for the British Colonist. De Cosmo's goal is to keep the burgeoning government in line. Confederation is as yet a dim dream, and the British Colonist attacks its governor James Douglas from the start, regularly accusing him of despotism. Industry has followed the promise of gold. Technology is for a new society. The newspaper flourishes.
Years later, no longer a leaky shed, the Colonist is printing 4,000 copies a day. Railroads have cut a path into the west. Logging and construction are flourishing. And with the trains come the telegraph, more information, and more people. The Daily Colonist now has competition. Its spanking new rotary press is in high demand, cranking out both the Colonist and a competing paper, the Victoria Daily Times.
Never has invention been so prolific. The turn of the century brings the linotype press, a revolutionary machine that makes type out of hot lead for printing. The technology prevails for decades.
The golden age of newspapers. Young kids buy and sell the rights to coveted street corners for as much as $12, haranguing customers into buying the news of the day.
And this is where the news begins. Before the dawn of computer storage, and after.
In September of 1980, the Victoria Daily Times
And the Daily Colonist
merged.
It's a curious mixture of old and new. Paste-up is becoming a lost art of the newspaper business.
After the page is laid out, this immense camera produces negatives, which are used to make plates for printing. Moments later, the negatives are produced.
Manual paste-up is gradually being replaced by computer pagination. Direct output of the negative eliminates the need for a bulky camera. After the computer printouts have been made, registration marks are stamped on.
The first papers roll off the press and are checked to ensure color alignment. The test papers are burnt. Only after careful adjustment do technicians divert their route from the dumpster to the circulation. newspapers are fed onto holding reels, so a backed up circulation department will not hold up the presses. Each of these wheels can hold up to 6,000 newspapers.
From the quiet room, technicians continually monitor and adjust color registration. Meanwhile, massive rolls of newsprint wait to be devoured by the hungry press.
Before paper changes became automated, it took over an hour for technicians to load the paper manually.
A special track is designed to transport the 1-ton paper rolls to the press on heavy-duty iron skateboards. An average print run of the Times Colonist will consume 23 of these rolls at a cost of $800 each.
As the paper is cut, a flap from the rail behind is seamlessly joined to the paper, already streaming into the press. The old spool is removed, and workers move in to replace it with a new roll. There's no room for error as they are working just inches from the spinning reel of paper being sent up through the press on the way to be painted. Each color of ink is applied at a separate stage as the paper rushes through the wet press.
Affectionately known as the albatross, the press stands an imposing 5 stories tall.
Back in the circulation room, the storage wheels continue to load and unload rhythmically, maintaining an orderly flow of papers through the production line.
It takes only 4 hours to complete a run of 200,000 papers. It's a far cry from that leaky shed of so long ago where Cosmos laboriously produced his 200 copies.